Ready to rock and roll. It is a Freaky Friday, to say the least, right here on Crossing Lines. No better place to be to set up your 4th of July weekend with us. Donnie Rightside, Joe Lisi. One last go around for Mr. Lisi. And if anybody was checking the guidelines out there, the ballots have been cast. I was the only guy voting here. Into the Hall of Fame for guest host Joe Lisi on Crossing Lines Show. Congratulations. That's a big-time award there for you.
Well, Donnie, it's been a pleasure hosting all week for Jeff. I mean, we love talking sports, pop culture. We got a ton of games on deck for the World Cup. We have day baseball, 4th of July, Joey Chestnut, and a little maybe influencing action a little bit later. But I will say yesterday's games, outside the 2-1 game by Portugal and Ronaldo, anticlimactic, all the favorites won.
Anticlimactic as well. Not going to be that way on this show, Joe. And as you see me typing away, like sometimes I got to do multiple things at once. Getting out the people's knowledge. What I mean by that is I'm hitting the retweet button right now live on Crossing Lines, which if you give us a follow on X, Crossing X Lines, and letting them know that we are live. If you would do that as well, we would appreciate it. If you are watching through YouTube right now, which we are live, hit the subscribe button, come in the chat box and say hello. If you are watching on X Live or Rumble or Kick or anything out there, thank you for your support at this time. Hit the retweet button, hit the comments, get the show out there, because every single day, Joe, we're growing this bad boy, brick by brick.
I love it. Foundation. We got a steady foundation. We're going to build it. We're going to explode. We're going to go viral, Donnie. I just a matter of time. And again, love talking sports with you. Trending topics. I just saw a couple hours ago, James Dolan stepping away from the Rangers. Hey, he wins a championship with the Knicks. What?
Yeah, gives it to his kid, Joe. Man, what's that guy worked on all his life, huh?
Nepotism lives in sports, doesn't it? I mean, if you could hand it down to your kid and he could just, be on autopilot for the next 30 years, it's like the Steinbrenners. They'll never win another championship because Hal doesn't have the fire in the belly like the old man George did.
By the way, you know what? Because I'm checking, and I love that we're live and we can talk this through. Chat box already on fire. Big time weekend we got set up. We got to talk Messi today, Major League Baseball, NBA topics, you name it, we have it. But do we have a live link that comes out from X for YouTube? You go right now, we're live on Crossing Lines. I can watch us right now where it says, can anybody stop Messi, and has us and the viewers coming in and watching here. Do we have that live link that you can retweet in case people want to watch us on the YouTube channel? I wonder if we have that, because that certainly will boost the YouTube up and get even more people in the chat box as we have just with the subscriptions already that we have. So some food for thought on that. We'll grow it. Maybe we'll get that done and start that on Monday. But Joe, big time weekend coming up this weekend. I'm excited for it. And let me tell you something right now. I don't know what the heating gods are doing to us right now with this heat dome on the East Coast. It smells like fire outside, Joe, and there is no fire.
Oh, let me tell you, you go outside from your house to just outside the door, you get hit like you're in a sauna. Donnie, I picked up no joke, I'm headed right after the show down to the beach, right? And this is going to be, let me just tell you this. I picked up about 14 pounds of beef and steaks and stuff. You're going to love this. I have 3 bags of ice. I'm hoping I don't get stuck in traffic because otherwise I'm screwed. It is so hot outside. It's like being in a sauna in Atlantic City.
It is. And by the way, the Phillies played in the afternoon yesterday. Usually it's a sellout crowd for that around a holiday weekend. Nobody was in attendance in that game, and rightfully so. Joe, I couldn't walk the dogs until 6 o'clock at night. Even then, it was stifling outside.
It was 97 degrees at 8:30 at night. I was out and about trying to get things done, and it was so hot. I went to the gym yesterday, Donnie. Pumping out like Rocky. 50-minute workout. More PRs, baby. I was out lifting 20-year-olds yesterday. Let me tell you. And then I walked outside and dropped about 10 pounds of water. It was ridiculous. I had to hydrate.
Yeah, getting the Yetis out. Jack Falk's in there. Get those Yetis coolers ready to go. Absolutely. And by the way, when you talk about a heat wave, Joe, and I preface this by saying, there's parts of my career in this business where I was a full-time handicapper and letting it rip and being on top of everything. Then there's some times where you're just like a content creator per so, but you're still a handicapper, but you can't spend as much time. So you're dip in here and there. Being back on this show, I feel like I am a full-time handicapper once again and absolutely locked into Major League Baseball. Another winning day yesterday, Joe. Since we started tracking, like I've been doing it since June 19th, about 15 units here of profit. Like the show has been really good luck. And this week, extra good luck with you here, Joe. Like I want the good times to roll. Major League Baseball card, we'll have those a little bit later for today. Once again, Joe puts out a lot of plays. Follow him here on social media. At Go for the Two. Myself as well, at Donnie Rightside. And I always include at Crossing X Lines as well. Because one of those three is going to hit the retweet button where you might have missed it here, and you get control of that. My card's coming out. I'm going to let you know on the show, but also at 1 p.m. Eastern, it's going to be out as well there, Joe. Just always a PSA for the people. They get what they need.
You've been hot as a pistol. Great call with the Padre game. Yeah. You talked about Vasquez. He got knocked around. I mean, 12 runs by those Dodgers. Dodgers are the hottest team right now, just run-wise. Auto bet for the over, and now tonight it'll probably be a dead under, right? But, I mean, they've been on fire. 8, 9, 10-plus runs per night. They broke out yet again. I lost the Philly game. It was 6-1, and they had bases loaded. They couldn't convert. I think I'm 500, but I've been alting the totals. So if you're alting the totals and you're getting in 10.5, 11.5, that's always plus money. So I have to figure out the units, but I do have 2 totals today that I like.
Yeah, look at that. Only could do the pool for an hour yesterday. That's when you know it's hot, Joe. You can't even stay by the pool at this point. Shout out some guys here also live, hitting the retweet button. Akbar's out here, always in the chat box saying hello here. Also hit the retweet on Twitter that we are live Sports Talk as well. Doing that also, which we really appreciate that here. But everybody in the chat box feeding that fire. Coach is always here. Jack's always here. You know, E. Showen's in here. Francisco's in here. Coach is in here. You know, just scrolling up, seeing everybody. There you go. Look at that. Coach Bowden. Coach Bowden in there? Is he really?
Coach Bowden was 1-3, just so you know, in the Arena League.
Oh, no.
And he was trying to tell me about the inexperience, just so you know. You know, other teams are experienced. It's our first year in the league.
I think Coach, you got to hit the ground running, Coach. Come on.
He got his first win, I think, by default because they had a forfeit. They had too many guys on the roster or something.
Now, where's he out of? Like, what city are we out of?
Monroe.
Wow. Hometown.
It's a home team. But Donnie, I love Coach, but it's like the D2 of Arena League. It's not like the premium.
Correct.
It's not like facing the Iowa Barnstormers with Kurt Warner and, you know, going up against the Tampa Bay Storm with Jay Gruden that I just saw somebody tweet out a couple days ago. What a game that was.
Yeah, it was. But do we have any plans for this weekend, Joe, real quick? Because we're going to hit it throughout the show. I'm having a cookout tomorrow, but when I say cookout, I mean, I'm probably going to open the door and put the stuff on the grill and run right back inside. I'm just letting you know.
Oh, come on, Donnie. You can't do that.
Man.
You need a little
You know what?
color.
I might move the Weber grill into my kitchen tomorrow, Joe, and let it smoke up the house. It's too hot out.
You can't do that. I'm going to be baking like a lobster outside. I'm headed down to Long Beach Island to my buddy's house. We're gonna grill. We got steaks. I told you we got the. You don't like the.
Now, hold on. Yep. Now, hold on. Don't go past this fast. Explain yourself right here with what you're doing food-wise, and then I'll decide.
So it's steaks and burgers, right? Now, you said yesterday you don't like the frozen type. I'm not bringing frozen. If you invite me to your house, you're getting premium Angus steak filet mignon, but I mix it up, Donnie. I got the regular filet mignon burgers. I got the filet mignon burgers with these blue cheese crumbles, and then I have ones with bacon and cheddar mixed in. Oh, come on. How could you not like that?
It's like people out here with some cheese pizza or whatever they got here, Joe.
Come on.
Keep it basic. Get the burger, get some cheese, let the people put their fixings on there. Don't have a little, like, hey, I bit into something. What is it? Oh, that's a bratwurst in the middle of my burger. No. I didn't want that, Joe. I don't want surprises like that.
You don't like variety? I know. I tell you this. If Nadu was here, he'd like variety. He likes all different countries, right? He likes to mix it up. He likes the eye candy. Same thing with the filet mignon burgers. I guarantee you survey 10 people, 100 people, at least 90% of them wouldn't mind the blue cheese and the cheddar and bacon. We're talking premium beef. Not only that, it's like a crypto wallet. You know, crypto people. I got the Bitcoin in the secure crypto wallet. Somebody breaks into the house, they're gonna get about 400 pounds of beef from my.
By the way, beef right now is going for as much as a Bitcoin at this point right now. I mean, that's expensive out here on the streets. Hey, let me send you over a Bitcoin. You could buy a house with 3 steaks these times here on the East Coast.
Let me ask you this: what do you think the street value is for a filet mignon burger. 4 burgers, filet mignon. Take a guess on what
4 fillets. I'm going 22 for 4 of those.
Yeah,
how much?
It's about $23.97.
Yep. See that? Look, I didn't even buy that stuff. I'm right on it. By the way, we're going to switch over to soccer in a moment. I want to get Joe's take on this. And you in the chat boxes that are listening or watching this, you know who I'm talking about as well. Ever drive by like a empty lot, or, you're going down, a major interstate, and it goes, hey, turn here. We got steaks for sale. 18 fillets for like $28. What a scam that is. You ever see those trucks, Joe? We're like, wait a second. Where did you get these steaks from, and how tiny they are when you buy them?
Yeah, I mean, that's unbelievable.
Holy
it's
moly.
Almost like this. You would appreciate this. When you go down the beach, the route that I go, it's Route 34.
Yeah, I got you.
There's a pizza place on the side of the road where all the shore traffic comes, gourmet slices and a soda. Wait, Donnie, gourmet slices and a soda. All day. Wait a minute. All day for $3.99. Are you going in?
Come on, man. That's like, hey, $1 slice. Yeah, you can save that $1 slice. I'll go pay a couple bucks for a legit one up the street. Fake cheese.
New York City, no problem. The $1.50 slice. In like Neptune, New Jersey, $3.99.
Yep,
are you getting
$7 for it? For the quality of a Domino's pizza as well. No, I'm not getting that. Anything that's called gourmet slices, I'm out on that, man. Don't give me no gourmet. Give me the old guy named Salvatore in the back that's making some pizzas in a brick oven, man. Yeah, Giovanni, Salvatore. Who else?
What about Sebastian? That could go either way.
What's a Dutch making pizza? Like, he's got a Dutch oven over there? What's he got?
No, not all the time. No, Sebastian, Vinny. There's not too many Vinnies anymore. It's always like Vincent.
Yeah,
no Vinnies,
got to keep it proper.
Right?
Got to keep it proper at this point. All right, let's get over to some of the top stories here, which from yesterday, if you were watching, right, we're starting with Portugal, because I think most people in prime time were watching that game, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But there's 2 things I want to make some changes to, Joe. Portugal got the 2-1 win and moves on. But as I say this again, I'm going to rip the game in a few moments. I'm more happy that Portugal went through than Croatia, because the superstar power, Joe. The farther the superstars go, the bigger the ratings, the more fun we have. Yeah, it would have been great if Croatia went through, but don't we want to see like Ronaldo move forward? But now, Joe, I'm watching this game, right? And I say disgraceful as my top line where, okay, Ronaldo scored and he's old and he got it done. Number 1, why do we have a clock in soccer? Why, Joe? We don't need to show it. Do you remember? And everybody out in the chat box as well. You hear me on this. You played like midget football, right?
Yeah.
You played like, basketball at the courts, like a rec league. We didn't have a scoreboard. You played soccer locally, right? The ref kept the time on his wrist. Why am I seeing a clock that has no bearing on anything in the game, Joe? No bearing. Why do we have a clock?
Well,
why?
I think it's to build a little bit of drama.
What drama for what? It's a fake. What is it? Wrestling now? We have a determined outcome.
I don't know if it's wrestling. AEW, the guy's jumping off with a hammer. I don't know if he's doing that. But my point is, you got to have some bearing. All right, the game is slowly winding down. We know about drama. This is it, and I agree with you for the soccer aspect of it. When you talk about Kane moving on the other day, and now you have Messi involved, and Umbali. How do you say it? Umbabi?
Dembali?
Yeah, we kill and butcher the names. But my point is to have these players playing at such an elite level and then going to the final 8 or the elite 8. This is what it's all about. It builds the energy. It builds the drama of this tournament. And yes, I agree with you. Why do they have time? Because the casual fan wants to have an understanding. They don't know where they're at in the game.
I don't need the clock, Joe. If the clock is wrong, I don't need it. Look, if I go to bed at night and set my alarm for 6:30 in the morning, and I wake up at 9:45 and it's like, I'll just make it 6:45. That's not the way it works. It's not. You either have a clock, Joe, or you have no clock.
So what are you saying? You're telling me you go to bed at night, you have a body clock? You don't set the alarm?
I got it. Yeah, no. Your boy DRS is not oversleeping anything here. We're always up on time. But I don't make my own time. Anyway. I don't go to sleep and just wake up and make it 8:30 if I want to. That's what these soccer officials, 10 minutes of extra time. We're playing in the 15th minute. What? How?
I don't know exactly how the time works in soccer, okay? I know they add time where they feel there was a delay or stoppage. It's all stoppages, Donnie, and then they add the extra time.
I can't have it, Joe. I can't.
So you're watching the game with no clock, no bug on the top?
Give me that. I might as well be. There's no clock in soccer.
Don't put the score up while you're at it. We'll just wait.
And it's the simplest thing. It's not as if we don't have technology to push stop. Hey, that guy's faking an injury in the corner. Yellow card. Stop the clock. 10 minutes on the clock. Can you imagine, Joe? The Super Bowl. You're down 3 points. There's a minute on the clock. And all of a sudden it runs down to 0 and the refs are like, shit, keep playing. Who cares? What?
I tell you what, if my bet didn't cash, I would like it. I mean, isn't that if you're a gambler and you're betting these games and you're dead to rights in the regulation and they add 12 minutes, you gotta love it. It adds that drama from the gambling perspective is definitely important. How could you if you're on the
Joe, you like to go against the grain. If you take unders in these spots, you're like, the game's supposed to be over. Joe, in baseball, 9th inning, 3-2, strike 3, the game's over. And the ump goes, no, it's not. Wait, it's 3 outs. Don't worry about that 3 outs. We're going to the 10th inning. We have to stop this.
Well, you're talking to somebody that, first of all, I just told Alejandro, I cannot watch 4 hours of baseball. So I'm on taking overs or not. If you bet an under, just go out and do about 4 hours of errands or go to the gym and come back and hope you won. So
I'm telling you, if you want the world to take, and I understand this, I come from an American perspective. We can improve this game. We can improve this game because here comes number 2, Joe. Here comes number 2 that deals with the Portugal game as well. Imagine in the NBA, right? You have Ray Allen. We'll just go back to Ray Allen, one of the greatest free throw shooters in the history of the game.
Okay.
Some of the strategy in the sport, Joe, let's just call it like hack-a-shack, where you foul the worst player. And you know why? Right. The worst player goes to the free throw line because that's the strategy. What happens if every single foul in the NBA, you sent Ray Allen to the free throw line? You go, Donnie, what are you getting at here? Why is it when a random player in soccer is tackled inside the box for a penalty kick, you just put your best player in there to get the kick? Why is it not the guy that absolutely got fouled is taking that kick? Am I wrong here, Joe? And also, when we talk about players, he scored 80 times. Yeah, 60 were on a penalty kick. So how good is the guy?
Yeah, but you got to understand something. It's not basketball where you could score 100 points in a game. We're talking about soccer, right? Where one goal could make or break the game. So, again, you're not talking about multiple shots or a field goal kicker in the NFL or college that can nail a 50 or a 60-yarder with his eyes closed. We're talking about, you know how hard it is to score even with the best of players on a penalty kick? Think about these guys. We had Mina on yesterday that said half these guys are choking in the penalty round, right? Or with the game on the line.
It's stupid. Can't make a penalty kick. Send Steph Curry every single time to the free throw line because your center JaVale McGee just got fouled. That guy got fouled. He takes the kick, Joe. Simple. It's not hard.
So you know what? You might sway me in that aspect.
Yeah.
You might sway me in that. That should make a little bit more sense.
But also this, Joe. You ready for this? It's when you go, and again, I'm trying to equate it to sports that people will understand as well where it goes through it. When you get to the shootout in soccer, why is every goal not counted for a player who scores a goal in the shootout then either? Why not? Why not? Why does that not count all the time? It doesn't matter? Now, hockey, they do the same thing where you go to overtime, you don't get the goal, and I understand it. But why are we praising guys who have a lot of goals? You should have the all-time goal scorers in soccer, minus the penalty kicks. That shows how talented you are. How about that take?
All right, so you're telling me Messi, Ronaldo, and all these other great players, Pele, back in the day, take away the penalty kicks?
Take away the penalty kicks, and then we'll measure who has the best skill. How about that?
Honestly, you're blowing my mind right now because it's like I'm cracking atoms in the lab.
Right.
I don't know. I don't have these answers for you. If it was the NFL or something else, I don't have FIFA's rules.
This is where I am the commissioner of all sports, Joe. That's what makes me me. Like that, the true, because honestly, hear me out on this, Joe. Hear me out. This is what tears NBA teams away, like the Celtics, right? There's one basketball, you fight over it. Jaylen Brown's like, good, Tatum, I hope you blow your Achilles out so I get to dribble the basketball more. Tatum comes back, they get angry. What happens, and again, on these superstar soccer teams, PSG, Arsenal, Man City, whoever.
Right.
Is there a fight internally? I can't play on this team because I don't get the penalty kicks. Like, if I'm just as good as Messi, let's say Ronaldo and Messi are on the same team, and Messi just gets together, hey, Messi scored 32 goals last year, and Ronaldo only had 11. He goes, well, I didn't get the penalty kicks. He's right.
So wait a second. You're talking about two starts. It's like me and you, trying to catch footballs.
I love this topic.
So that's it. It's like, why does Donnie get all of the footballs when I'm just as good as Donnie, right?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I have mitts. I could catch anything. All right, let me just say that. But
I don't know about that.
I'm serious.
You call it with your body. I call it with the hands.
Oh, that's not true. No, don't. Let's not get into this. But you're right. Look, here's the thing. I'm sure there's fights. We talked about it. Mina brought it up how Ronaldo was running the Portugal side of the team, that the coach was non-existent. He was on autopilot. So again, you're right. I'm sure there's fights internally. Donnie, there's fights in every team or organization at the major league level, right? MLB, NFL, we see it all the time. Yeah. You don't think in soccer with polarizing players like Messi, Ronaldo, and soccer. Some of the other Kane, all these other guys, you don't think there's fights?
I mean, Joe, where do you get this commentary from us, right? Two American soccer fans that know more soccer than 90% of the world, giving their takes here, make me commissioner, having some fun. But I'm just trying to look. I'm looking out for them. I always have the people in mind when I make these decisions.
You?
Selfless, Joe. Selfless. Selfless mind at this point. Donnie, now, yesterday, you want to get back to some of this action from yesterday, Joe? Spain 3-0. I mean, they look like, I like to call USA a wagon because it's fun every time they score. Spain is. Look at the graphic up there, Joe. No goals. They haven't given up a goal yet, along with El Tri over there. Spain looks like they are a wagon. By the way, Yamin Lamal, did I get that right? Lamal Yamin? Am I doing it backwards? I don't know. Whatever way. That kid is fantastic with the ball. He is fantastic.
He is. Now, you see, when we talk about like big picture, and everybody will talk about, all I've heard, and all the experts have come on and say France or Argentina, are the two best teams, and most likely they're going to be there. When you have a team like Spain that obviously broke out with 3 goals yesterday, but hasn't conceded a goal, their defense is so sound. This is a team for me, when I think about, hey, dark horse or another team maybe making a run, I wouldn't mind betting on them right here, right now. I mean, think about if your defense is that sound, then I understand competition and level of play matters. I get that. But still, from a confidence perspective, to know they're walking out there, hey, guys, 1 goal wins it. That's got to be great for the goaltender and great just for that mindset, even if they are underdogs against some of the better teams in this tournament. I'm telling you, Donnie, they have value to me.
Yeah, it's what's interesting too at this point, like we have 3 more games today, Joe. 2:00 start, Australia versus Egypt. 6:00, Argentina in Miami. I mean, that place is on fire. You've been seeing, Joe, some of the social media stuff where the Argentinians are taking over South Beach. That's going to be a fun game. So I'm going to ask you this question. Let me go get some lines here for us. So if we take a look, I'm going to go to an American outlet here and take a look and say, to pass through, which means win the game, Joe, minus 2,000. But I don't care about that. I love goal scorers in this game. Anytime goal score, including extra time. It's Messi at minus 230. Does that feel like a crypto smash absolute hammer? Or do I know Joe Lisi as well as I know Joe Lisi, where he fades Messi today?
It's not that I fade it. I wouldn't bet the minus 230, especially favorite. Here's what I would do, though, Donnie.
Yeah.
Okay, if you think they're a significant favorite and they're plus 1,200, Cape Verde to move on, right?
Yeah.
Messi to score 2+ is on multiple outlets almost 2-1. So if you're going to bet them for 1, I mean, I don't like the value. But if you think they're definitely going to smash today, I would like to take Messi for 2+ goals at almost plus 230 or in that area. Because not only that, we know about Kane stepping up in the moment. Ronaldo stepped up, and now the Golden Boot. We heard Flash earlier in the week talk about 9 goals will get it done.
Yeah.
If they're up big, I wouldn't mind taking a shot for Messi at 2+ today.
Taking a look too, Joe, on the 3-way here. For, in I guess, regulation to win. Argentina's like a minus 800. Cape Verde is basically there's 20-1. The tie there at the end of regulation plus extra is 7-1 at this point. So it should be a runaround blowout winner. And again, I don't want an upset here. I want Argentina to move forward. I want Messi to move forward. I want the big names to keep it going at this point. Colombia, Ghana on at night at 9:30 here. So Colombia number 13th in the FIFA rankings, Ghana 65th. They should move on. Like for me, if I'm just trying to root for teams, Australia, Egypt doesn't matter to me. Like I guess Egypt has Mo Salah on the team.
Right.
So I would like them to move on because I like superstars. Argentina, I want to move on. I want Colombia to move on. Like those are my three picks today. Give me Egypt, give me Argentina, and give me Colombia as a cheering section.
Well, I mean, I can't go against Argentina. I mean, significant favorite. We heard that they're potentially second best team in this tournament. I think this Egypt-Australia line to me is a little fishy. Plus 130. I'm willing to take a shot on Australia in this matchup to strike the upset. Yeah. Again, plus 130 is pretty good value. I mean, even with Ghana, we've seen upsets, with Germany as a 7-1, basically minus 700. They lost the game outright. So, again, Ghana at plus 410 isn't bad value, but I'll take the shot, the minor upset today with Australia over Egypt as my
Gotcha.
play.
By the way, also, taking a look at some of the monster matchups for this weekend, Joe. I'm telling you right now, Sunday, July 5th, soccer fan, no soccer fan, they're laying it out for the people out here, Joe. One game at 4 o'clock, Brazil, superstars, Norway, the Viking Holland. Perfect appetizer. For the game, maybe, and I don't want to say like, Team USA because I'm rooting for them, obviously home country, Joe. But if you ask me for a matchup in a certain environment that I need to watch, 8 p.m. Sunday night, Mexico, England. Holy moly, Joe, I want that game.
Oh, we talked about it. We talked about the atmosphere and how Mexico right now is playing with house money. They have the enthusiasm. They get the home win. The first time that they've advanced to the round of 16 and beyond. Since 1986? We're talking 40 years in terms of that aspect. That's a dominant, to break the curse per se. In college football, it's like a 33 game losing streak. So, we've seen that. And now to see this team playing with enthusiasm, the country, just rally around them. Again, Donnie, to me, they have value. And we've seen England and some of these others, Brazil too struggled early, where if England starts slow in this game, they could be up against it. But when you have a team that's hot, and now, again, England last game, they were outmanned in the second half. We talked about that, and Kane took over. They fall behind against Mexico. I'm telling you, could be potentially lights out. Flash had brought it up. They're not. Yeah. He doesn't believe they're an elite team. I like Mexico in that matchup Sunday night.
I think I'm gonna have to fly into San Jose, and I don't mean California. San Jose, Costa Rica this weekend. Maybe sit down and watch a little Mexico England with Flash. See what he's got going.
I mean, Donnie, plus 112. Yeah. I mean, the books are telling you that they're basically saying it's an evenly matched game. And think about it. England was 7-1 2 weeks when I started doing the show to win the World Cup, right? They're a step closer, but the books are just equating this game as a pick'em, basically.
Joe, how would you like to be in Costa Rica? Have you ever been to Costa Rica?
No, I've been
there a few times.
Dominican Republic.
Gotcha. That's as close. How far, by the way, is Dominican close to Costa Rica?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. You can't take a rowboat. You can't rowboat over there and have it. But Costa Rica, fantastic place here. Let's get to some of the breaking news topics here of the day, Joe, to get the people updated on some things that they might have missed out on. Billy Donovan, remember when he was back in college, Joe? Back-to-back national championships at Florida. Then he goes over to the Bulls. Then goes over to OKC. Doesn't have the championship pedigree there, but he's got a lot of knowledge, Joe. He's with the Spurs now as a lead assistant there to that team. Can only do good things. There you go. Wemby gets another little arrow that he can use.
Well, you talk about it, right? They make the finals. They have a young core of talent, Castle and now Wemby. And again, they had a new head coach after Pop, but now you bring in another veteran assistant coach, which is like having two head coaches in that lineup or on the sidelines. And we talk about being able to cultivate talent up, right? The head coach has so much responsibility at the NBA level, the NFL level, that it really is the staff and the assistant and secondary coaches that will make or break whether a team is a contender or not. And when you have a young player like Wemby and Castle and a core foundation of young kids, you want to coach them up. And Billy Donovan, I think, is a great addition to that lineup.
Joe, in September, my birthday will be there, and I'm going to turn 49 years old in September.
You don't look a day over 48.
I feel good. I feel good. The wife's actually a year older than me, and I tell her like she robbed the cradle. You know what I mean? She's such a young guy.
You didn't have to tell her. You didn't have to. You really? Yeah. All right.
Yep. See you there. But by the way, the reason I wanted to bring it up because I bring my real life into it here. Just don't see any pictures of the family outside of myself and a couple dogs here. 40 years old in September to be 41. You know who that is? It's Alexander Ovechkin, Joe. He's back for his 22nd year. And it's not like he's, hey, I'm just like a mascot over here. The dude puts up numbers in his 40s in hockey.
Yeah, crazy, right? Now, we've seen Mario Lemieux, we've seen Gretzky, and the late Claude Lemieux that, it's a shame what happened. But Claude Lemieux was that type of player. When you think of old players that could be, playing... Right, that play at such a high level. And again, it's amazing. I didn't think Ovechkin was that old, did you? I mean,
40, Joe, before the season starts, he's going to turn 41. And it feels like it's not even his last year coming up anymore. That's
great. But when you're playing at an elite level, especially when you think about the wear and tear on their bodies, the fact that they don't take load management like the NBA, these guys are getting pounded, sticks, elbows. They're getting crashed into the boards. It's such a physical sport. And skating is no joke. These guys lose like 10 pounds a night, Donnie, just by, in water if you don't hydrate correctly. I mean, it's amazing. And Ovechkin, again, is going to be there. I mean, 1-year contract. They love him. And again, when you're playing so good and so well at this point in your career, again, hopefully he can lead them to potentially a title and, more importantly, another Stanley Cup.
T-Knot's out here in the chat box stirring it up. Would love to see it out here. I saw my buddy Chris Warren out there, so shout out everybody filling in here. By the way, we had a new link come up on Twitter, Joe. I had to retweet a couple minutes ago, so apologize if they crashed out. Maybe they're gone. So you know what? Show's off the air. It's not. Just hit the retweet button. We'll be going again, but we'll fix some things coming on Monday. You can guarantee that, but how about this, Joe? I love the hate. Like, I love when people hate on me. I love to hate on other people.
Yeah, who's hating
I love to go against the grain sometimes. But when I watch the WNBA, there's nothing more hateful than what the WNBA thinks of Caitlin Clark, who makes them so much money. Did you know? Look at this graphic. Voting results for the WNBA All-Star guards. Caitlin Clark's going to be an All-Star, but she's voted, 11th best guard in the league. I mean, Joe, come on, man. That's like saying, when Tom Brady was in the league, he's like the 12th best quarterback. Deal with it.
Well, I think here's the thing, Donnie, right? And we're not taking away from athletic ability. No.
Go ahead and take away from it.
Caitlin Clark is amazing. Yeah. But it's like when you come to a new league with all the hype and all of the media, right? And the stigma of being, hey, we're going to change the landscape of the WNBA and we're going to make it relevant. I get that. But from a player's perspective, it's almost like when Johnny Manziel went to the NFL, right? Johnny with the Heisman and the money, right? And then he goes to Cleveland. He's going to change the losing mentality there. It didn't work out. And the NFL guys wanted to rip his head off, right? It's the same mindset. These players they get it, but they don't want to give Caitlin Clark credit.
It's amazing.
They don't want to just tell her she's the best. You got to earn it. But again, 11th best in the WNBA. She should be top 5 in my opinion.
It's like you have a network, like you pull everybody together. We're a team here. We're all going to, do our best. We're all going to try to make as most money as we can. And that network goes, okay, we're going to hire a superstar here. And everybody hates that superstar, even though they're making more money. They want the superstar out of town. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. You talk about, and it might not be on this level, but the NHL understood, Joe, late 1970s when Wayne Gretzky came into the league all through the 80s. Don't you touch this guy. He's the golden cow that is going to bring us all more money. Nobody fought the guy. Nobody tried to kill him and wipe him out with sticks to the head and checks and give him concussions. They understood. If this guy's the phenom we think he is, we're all going to make more money, and everybody benefited from that situation. I can't imagine, Joe. Again, equate it to you, Joe. You have a real estate business. You have a hotshot realtor that comes in here that the rest of your office hates, but he's putting a ton of money in your pocket. Do you run him off?
No,
come on.
No, by the way, no, and I love the realtor, underlay.
Come on. Now, see, I wasn't going there, but I like where your mind's at right now.
I love that. But, well, is it any different than when Jordan came into the league with the NBA? Now, the difference was he had to earn it. But those players respected him. They didn't give him a free ride. But, guys like Barkley and some of the older guys, they took it, Ewing, they took it to Jordan. But the mutual respect was there because Jordan earned it on the court, right? They all grew, but the product grew better. It's more like the league against Caitlin Clark. It's like we want her to be good, but we don't want her to get all the star power, and we want her to share it with lesser players. You can't do that. It's either go big or go home. Have the respect for Caitlin Clark and understand that she's going to make the product better because more people are going to tune in.
Yeah, no, and again, you don't have to sell me on this show. Like, understanding, like, from that perspective, like, it just makes sense. Like, don't hate the golden cow that's going to get you paid, and that's what they're doing here, Joe. But how about this? Let's go into the professional basketball ranks from the WNBA over to the NBA. The Philadelphia 76ers putting out feelers for LeBron James. Come on, LeBron James, to Philadelphia with Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe. Come on now.
I love it. And you know what?
On July 4th, Joe, make that agreement to go to the Philadelphia 76ers.
That would be phenomenal. Yeah. I tell you, I don't know why, but I just think of Julius Erving. I think of, Charles Barkley in the 76ers, uniform back in the day. And to have LeBron wear the Philly jersey with the likes of Jaylen Brown and Embiid, and you mentioned, I love Edgecombe. I mean, I loved him at Baylor. Such a just an athletic player, offensively and defensively. This is a very good fit for LeBron. If I'm in LeBron's camp and I'm saying, hey, you want happiness, true happiness, but on top of that, you want to be able to bring home a championship. And oh, by the way, Donnie, potentially knock out the defending champs and Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks. What better way to do it than to come to Philadelphia? You're not going to win in Miami. You've done that already. Dwayne Wade ain't coming with you back in his heyday. Yeah, I mean, they are not anywhere closer than Philly is right here, right now. Philly, to me, Donnie, is in the top 5 potentially with Jaylen Brown to now challenge the Knicks. You want to put San Antonio and obviously OKC there, but I don't think Philadelphia, when truly healthy, I think they're right there in top 5 now.
Yeah, let me see here. Let's go to the predictive markets real quick. So I just want to get a quick update from a couple different spots here on where LeBron might be landing. Let me see. LeBron's next team. You told me the other day
Philly was like, what, 14%?
Ooh, take a look at this. Take a look at this now.
Go ahead.
I got Cleveland, 38%.
Yeah, they were
I got
43.
Golden State, Golden State, 22. The Sixers, 20% now.
Yeah. See,
steam,
Donnie,
Joe. That's steam in the market. You see it coming, Joe. You see it.
Because we talked about it. LeBron, he understands he's this, I'll say, second best player behind Jordan. Yeah. He gets that, but he still wants to win a championship. He wants happiness. So you're going to go with Donovan Mitchell, who shoots 1,000 shots a game and misses 60, 70% of them? I mean, you're not going to get the basketball with Donovan Mitchell. You're going to go to Miami? Yeah. And hey, Hero's not there anymore.
He's out at the club partying at this point, Joe. But by the way, we like ratings. LeBron in Philly will be ratings. LeBron in Cleveland. LeBron is ratings here. But you know what's bringing in the ratings? People wanting to watch the World Cup here on North American soil, and particularly the North Americans. The U.S. national men's team, Joe, against Bosnia, 24.4 million, peaking at 31.8 million. Monday night will be even bigger. We are a proper soccer country.
Absolutely. Now, I heard they said it challenged NFL numbers. I still don't know. I want to temper that down. I mean, NFL is king when it comes to that. But that was a huge turnout. If you watch the watch parties across California, here in New Jersey, they will rock. I mean, it's unbelievable. They have World Cup fever here in New Jersey, and I love it too. You're talking to a fan that, I'm going to be honest, never really watched soccer. Yeah. I've been watching World Cup soccer. Don't tell Carver. Don't tell him that. You can't. because now I'm all about the baseball. Big fly, baby. But the World Cup has captivated the nation, and USA has done something that they haven't done in the last 40 years. They move on again, Donnie. On Monday night, it's gonna be like a final. It's gonna be like Butler in the Final Four.
There you go. Butler in the Final Four. We don't want to see the upstarts in the Final Four, Joe. We want superstar power at the end of it for maximum ratings. But how about maximum ratings for tomorrow, Joe? Hot dog eating competition, Nathan's Coney Island, Joey Chestnut. Mid-90s for a chance to win. It feels like the only way that he can lose, Joe, if he tosses up.
Or he chokes. I mean,
yeah, or somebody comes out there and tries to fight him again and throws him off his game. Yeah.
Which, by the way, that was, you want to talk about multitasking. He didn't stop, Donnie. The esophagus was rolling in terms of that. I sent you his workout. Can we get somebody to challenge Joey Chestnut? I'm sick of this guy. I know look, give me another American. Give me somebody.
He is the draw, though. But you're right about one thing. We are sick of him. But if he's not in it, are we watching? If he's not in it, are we watching, though?
No, true, but
is Eater X going to win, Joe? Badlands Booker.
Badlands. Joey Badlands. That's what I need. But, Donnie, let's be honest. I'm sick of seeing his face. And not only that, he's stuffed.
Look at that.
76-pack. Here's the thing.
That's impossible, by the way.
It's gonna be Donnie. It's gonna be so hot tomorrow.
Oh, true. That is true.
Donnie, I want to bet the under. I want to bet the under. Let's bet the under on his total. There's no way that humidity will get to him.
That's going to get the Badlands Booker. Tell you that.
Not only that, here's what you don't know. You see that jersey? It doesn't breathe. That jersey.
The tight one restrictive?
Well, there's no holes in it, Donnie. That heat's gonna be like one of those sweatsuits for these MMA guys. I'm telling you,
I'm trying to see if we have a let me see, competitive
eating.
Yeah, competitive. I need some of the names because I know a lot of these names. I'm gonna go to the Major League Eating site here, Joe.
They have
Joey Chestnut,
guys?
Bertoletti, Italian guy. Is that an Italian Bertoletti? It's got to be, right?
Yes, of course, Bertoletti.
Ricardo Corbucci. There you go. Miki Sudo. Like, she kicks ass for a girl.
You're going to make everybody Italian?
Exactly. You just put the Stephen Hammond, we'll call him Stephen Hamandi. Just put the I on the end of to put the vowel behind it. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. I mean, here's the thing. I'm going to take a shot. If they have an under and over. Now, I remember last year when I was doing the show with Carver.
Yeah.
They had a total of Chestnut at 70. 8.5.
Everybody thought it was going to break a record. Yeah.
And I think it was right on where they had it. So he missed it he nailed it by a half. Now I'm gonna say this. Because of the humidity and how hot it is, sell. I don't think he gets into the 70s. What do you think about that?
We're selling that right now. And also, you know what else we're going to sell? Quick break here. We're going to re-rack, come back with some Major League Baseball talk, which means Donnie's Power 5 in Major League Baseball. Then we got a special guest named Peter Loshak that's going to come on and handicap some Major League Baseball. You don't want to miss out. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after this. Hot shot here, hot seat action, Joe. It's Joe Lisi at Go for the Two. It's Donnie Rightside here at Donnie Rightside. It's Crossing Lines at Crossing X Lines here. Thank you for watching. We'll make sure we get some links up there for especially YouTube next week and keep watching and have some fun. It's how we do the business here. But Joe, I want to give my top 5 in Major League Baseball right now. Now, All-Star break is usually like the unofficial halfway point of the season where we start to really dig in and say, your record is what your record is. But I got a couple twists and turns right here. So I'm going to start with number 5. But before I do, you can pop it up on the screen. Number 5, which is the New York Yankees. You might say, wait a second. This team sucks. They can't get out of their own way. They might lose 10 games in a row before it's all said and done. Yeah, they're on a losing streak. But, Joe, it's not about the middle of the summer right now. It's about what you anticipate this Yankees team to be once we get to late September and October when they're healthy. So many injuries on that team. Stanton, McMahon, Grisham, Judge, Fried, all out right now. They are expected to come back. The Yankees will make moves at the deadline, Joe. I'm going New York Yankees. Major League Baseball, top 5 power rankings.
I understand why you're going there, but I'm going to sell it. You know why? Because they have a gutless manager in Aaron Boone that they won't go anywhere. And I understand they went to the World Series and they challenged the Dodgers and they lost. You can argue, obviously, on paper, they're a wagon. We get that. But there's no shot. I don't care what moves they make. I don't care if they bring back Joe Torre at the deadline and all the greats, including A-Rod and Jeter. They're not going anywhere, Donnie. I understand big picture. You think they're going to be a lot stronger than where they are now, but I cannot bet the Yankees to challenge for an AL championship. I can't do it. I'll sell them right here, right now. I stick a fork in them. I think they're gutless.
Gutless, the New York Yankees. Again, they stink right now. By the time they get the big boys back, they won't stink. And I'm expecting big things from them. Number 4 of my power rankings, Joe. A lot of people overlook this team, and they did it last year. You know who led Major League Baseball last year in total wins? It was the Milwaukee Brewers, Joe. And they're coming in at 4. One of those frugal franchises that has baseball, like say, plays the right way. Small ball, some power, good bullpen, mixing some pitching here. If you can't pay these guys, move them, get some prospects back. If you take a look right now in the standings in Major League Baseball, and you say, well, last year they led the league. Are they good? They got 50 wins, Joe. 50 and 35, 2.5 games. Excuse me. I got that backwards here. 53 and 32. A 5-game lead over the Cubs.
Yeah. You know
I like the Brewers, man.
I like the Brewers a lot more than you think. I think they can make a deep run and challenge for the Dodgers. You know why? Starting pitching, they have that. They have their ace. They have their workhorse. But you know what I like about the Brewers? 10 games over 500 on the road. Yeah. When you can win games, whether Major League Baseball, NBA, college football, NFL, when you're a battle-tested team and dominate in road environments against good and bad competition, that to me is a recipe to winning a potential championship. We'll see where they're at over the next couple of months, but as long as they're 10, 20 games over on the road, big picture, I think they can make a deep run.
By the way, also 6th in batting average in Major League Baseball, as well as 2nd in team ERA and 4th in total fielding percentage.
Love it.
It's a total team effort. And again, it's one of those teams that you say, hey, they're going to be good. The Central Division usually stinks. Don't worry about it. But last year, again, led Major League Baseball in wins, and now 53 wins on the season, doing it again at this point. Number 3, Joe, in that power position, which once again, you know what happens? It's the Philadelphia Phillies. Oh, Donnie, they're in second place to the Braves. They're better than the Braves are right now. The Braves are like a car, Joe, that somehow ends up on cinder block somewhere, and it's never just right anymore by the time you're trying to drive it down the stretch here. That's what we're getting. The Phillies can enter the playoffs with a healthy Zach Wheeler, Luzardo, and also Christopher Sanchez, and have a lights-out closer in Duran. This team can go. Now, the one thing the Phillies have had issues with once they got to October, particularly the last 2 to 3 years, they don't hit when it comes to October. Well, that's why they're number 3 in the power rankings and not number 1. But they can go toe-to-toe as a pitching staff better than any in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, starting pitching is why the Phillies, I think, will catch the Braves 2.5 games back. Yeah. And we saw now this lineup starting to heat up in the series against the Pirates. And even before that, they're starting to take care of business. They're winning games on the road. I mean, outside of Schwarber and Harper, who else is going to step up? Yeah. How about this? How about Caveman Marsh that's batting over 300, right?
He is, too. Looks good.
If Bohm starts to come around, they're going to be there, Donnie. So I'm with you. I think big picture, I would take a shot on the Brewers, but I also like the shot on the Phillies to challenge the Dodgers.
And by the way, keep an eye on the Yankees game today. Your boy DRS says, hey, the Yankees are pretty good. Not today. Just keep that a little for food for thought. Number 2, Joe. Number 2, same division as those Yankees. You can't kill this team. You can't. 51 and 33. They were fading fast, and now they're back in second place. They'll never get back to first. 4-game lead over the Yankees. You know how that works, Joe? Win 8 in a row. Yankees lose 7 in a row. Now you got first place. But when you look at the Tampa Bay Rays, 2nd in team batting average and 6th in team ERA. Joe, they're 2nd in batting average despite being one of the worst hitting ballparks in Major League Baseball. Imagine if they were outside in Steinbrenner Stadium like they were last year when the Trop imploded. This team, fundamentally sound and does remind remind me a lot of the Brewers, man. I love this team.
And they're getting back to basics. They're winning the way they used to, right?
Yep.
When they used to not have star powers and they had Madden as their manager back in the day. Yep. They're getting back to that fundamental basics to win games. The only thing I will say, Donnie, big picture, only a 500 team right now, under 500, 2021 on the road. They're a dominant home team, 31-12 overall. But to your point, they're dominating, and then they match up well with the Yankees. So if we're talking Rays and Yankees big picture, I would take a deeper shot on the Rays to make a run as opposed to New York and Aaron Boone.
And everybody knows.
Like this team.
Yeah. And everybody knows, like coming down the stretch, you got to stay healthy, which brings me to the number one team right now. They won the last 2 World Series. They're going to win a 3rd World Series. This is why Major League Baseball is going to collapse upon itself, because the way the Dodgers do business. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I understand that. But the Dodgers are too stupid as a team to sort of say, you know what? Let's embarrass everybody else with our payroll to force everybody to close shop. As opposed, Joe, like the mob would say, bleed them dry week after week, have them coming back for more. They go out and sign everybody under the sun. They are going to be the reason why we have a lockout. They are going to be the reason why there eventually is going to be a salary cap. But having said that, they are the best team on paper, and sometimes that doesn't always win. But you know what happens with the Dodgers, Joe? When they get to the deadline, they go and sign the best pitcher, the best hitter, and the best relief guy out there at this point because they have no payroll structure. They don't care about luxury taxes here. If they are healthy, like they were last 2 years, entering into the playoffs, it's lights out. Nobody is going to touch this team. And congratulations in 2027, we're not going to talk any Major League Baseball.
You know who the Dodgers are? You want to take a guess? The Dodgers are Alabama and Nick Saban. They have the dynasty. All they do is reload. And Donnie, we talked about it before we went on air. They're a wagon now. They're starting to heat up every night. 8, 9, 10 runs. Just blind bet the over. Now, I said blind bet the over. Tonight will be a dead under. But my point is, I mean, they have dominated teams. They went out to Vegas. They dominated the A's. They ripped through those totals. They break out against Vasquez last night. I mean, there's not a weak link in this lineup, and especially playoff, when you look big picture, who's going to beat them potentially? It's going to take a monumental upset, deserving, but they are the dynasty right here, right now.
Yeah, it's just impressive to watch them work. And again, me as a Phillies fan, I don't necessarily want a salary cap, Joe. My team spends a lot of money. Like, it'd be suck if I can't spend as much money because, you know, there's a cap, but good for the league. Same thing in the NFL. I always bring up the equation between both leagues. There was a time in the NFL where you could have been the Mara family in New York. I don't give a shit about Green Bay. The hell with Green Bay. Let them go out of business. We're going to take all the revenue. But they knew in order to have a competitive league and have the best league in the world, everybody has to play on an even playing field. So Green Bay can work and Pittsburgh can work and the smaller market cities can work along with the big cities here. Baseball doesn't have that. Baseball has a different issue where if you're a small market team and don't want to spend, you get compensated by the big markets who actually spend in their tax. It's a stupid thing. We're going to get locked out. It's going to piss me off, but that's the way it is. That's your boy DRS's top 5 now, Joe. You ready for this?
Yep.
Ready to have some fun? We always like to bring on great guests here, and we got a great one here on Friday. This is a guy I haven't spoke to for a while. Met him in person multiple times. It's Peter Loshak, and he's coming on to Crossing Lines on a Friday with your boy DRS and Joe Lisi. Pete, come on now.
Great to be here. Great to be here. Great to meet you, Joe Lisi. I don't think we ever talked in person or on camera, but great to meet you. Donnie Rightside, great to be doing videos with you again, doing stuff with you again. Great to see your face, man.
I love it, man. And again, Peter the Legend Loshak. When everybody was out there in diapers, this man was on camera and doing the biggest things. And I love the fact that we get to catch up again and during baseball season in the middle of an absolute heat wave. So as you just saw that top 5 I went down, Pete, I need to talk to you because a lot of times we see in a Yankees cap. What's going on with the Yankees? What's the deal?
I mean, Joe Lisi said they're gutless, and that's absolutely correct. But they have a nice little bullpen, and I'd rather have a gutless team with a nice little bullpen than a team with guts and a crappy bullpen. Exhibit A for that, Washington Nationals. That team has some guts and a crappy bullpen. Long term, who would you rather have, Yankees or Washington? I think I'd rather have Yankees because I got a nice little bullpen.
Pete, I don't know if you remember, you and I spoke out with Jeff out in 2018 at the Golden Nugget.
Vegas, Golden Nugget. Yeah.
We did.
Oh, my God, yes. Yes, I do remember that, man.
Long time. I do want to ask you about the division in the Central, AL, between the White Sox and Guardians, deadlocked right now. Do you give an edge to a certain team to potentially pull away in the second half of the season?
Well, I think about, MLB day by day, so I haven't really given much thought to that. But just off the top of my head, the Indians, I'm sorry, the Guardians have a highly rated bullpen at times as well. But in general, I would be leaning White Sox, no doubt about that. That's a team with some guts as well. Not as much guts as Washington, but that's a team with some guts.
I'll tell you, Pete, I love what you just said because some people's minds work the same way. A lot of people ask me, Pete, like before the season, hey, Donnie, how about a win total? Or who's going to win the World Series? I am a day-to-day handicap. Like, I love the card that day. Same thing in the NFL. The NFL is my favorite sport to watch on TV. Hey, Donnie, who do you think is going to win this division? Who do you think is going to... I said, look, give me to week number 1. I want to handicap those games. So when you look at when you look at the teams like across the board, and you're right, we're just trying to project the way things are going to happen because when we get to the playoffs, it's a lot different than what you have in the regular season. I also brought up the Dodgers, Pete, as that number 1 spot. So let me ask you this question. The Dodgers probably on their way to winning a 3rd straight World Series, but also, what happens beyond that? Is baseball going to have a lockout? Because the players have always been, we'll never have a cap. And the owners now are seeming like, we need to have a cap.
This is something I have not thought about at all and definitely don't care about. I'm happy for the players with however many millions they wind up getting. I'm happy for the owners with however many millions they wind up getting. I just think handicapping is fun. But, as far as lockouts and stuff like that, I have no idea. No idea.
Yeah.
Pete, I love betting totals. So the total that I'm actually looking on, so I alt them actually, but I like the Baltimore Cincinnati matchup. We saw that across multiple books, open 9.5, 10. It's up to 10.5, juice to the under at -120. Is there a game or two that you see on today's board that potentially could melt down and break out maybe 10, 11 plus runs today?
Let me just pull up my notes because I've obviously looked at every game, but there was only 3 that. The Baltimore Cincinnati game. Let me just refresh. Oh yeah, see, okay, so I have a big pen edge here for Baltimore, and obviously Trevor Rogers is like the anti-Arrighetti, awful May, but then June was awesome, and then Singer on the other side for Cincinnati. Yeah, I would Baltimore team total over, great, but in general, that's a high total for that one. And Trevor Rogers, I have him very highly rated, and the Baltimore Pen I have highly rated. So Baltimore team total over, yes. Both teams full game is a little more dicey. Let me see. Are you looking for another game that I think might explode over?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me just scan down everything here. What do we got? I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of unders. Let's see. Well, again, the Washington team total over is looking okay, but I don't know about both teams for the full game because Foster Griffin, absolutely lights out. His peripherals are great, and then of course you have the Washington bullpen on the other side. Let me see. Let me just scan down here. Yeah, no, there's no real total full game over that I'm liking a lot. Bunch of first 5 overs, including the Yankees game that I'm liking a lot, but full game a little bit more questionable, I think.
Yeah, we'll go over a couple of these games as well, Pete. But the one thing I do love catching up with people who handicap the game day by day here, taking a look at some of the statistics that you love, because it's sort of a meshing. Because, we come from the old school. It's like, hey, you got ERA and you got batting average. And now it's so many different things and analytical looks. But sometimes, Pete, you don't want to get frozen, right? By saying it's too much analytics and sometimes you just got to ride the hot hand. But I love Major League Baseball more than any other sport because sometimes you just have to take a look and say, wait a second, Paredes is on the mound against Cole. Hey, Cole should kill them with the Twins. But for me, I look at this game and I go, I absolutely love the Twins lineup against Garrett Cole because how much he's struggling, remove the name. What sort of statistics, Pete, do you use on a day-to-day basis that are your go-to spots?
Oh, I look at all sorts of statistics, and some statistics, like you said, Donnie, some statistics are very valuable in some situations for me and a lot less valuable in others. And no doubt about it, some of those analytics can be very predictive and in other situations can skew things, especially when it comes to strikeout props. That's something where the analytics in certain cases are very valuable and in other cases are very anti-valuable. The market reacts to them And I won't get into the specifics here, but obviously a fastball velocity is very valuable, just as on a basic level in many different ways. If you want to look at whether someone's struggling in a fundamental way or just is getting a little bit unlucky and is due for some positive regression, the pitch ratings, you look at and how much they throw those pitches, going up against how a team tends to do against those kinds of pitches. That's something that I definitely look at on a day-by-day basis. There's so many statistics, and a lot of them are very related, So when you look at one, a lot of times you're getting, a lot of the others 80% captured in that. But yeah, I'm aware of most of them, and I use most of them.
Pete, we see, like you mentioned, first five, and people love to bet the unders in the first five. Is there one or two maybe bullpens that you see that are potentially suspect, maybe on tonight's card or moving beyond that?
Well, Washington is a classic example because they're, again, they have a lot of guts, really nice lineup, and a lot of times a great starting pitcher. But that bullpen is just varying degrees of horrific, depending on what week you're looking at. And today's game is a perfect example. I'm going to be on Washington first five. I already took that one, but their bullpen is just can implode, at any time, and you would expect it to. And Pittsburgh on the other side has actually, in my opinion, or based on what I'm looking at, a highly rated bullpen, maybe a little bit more highly rated than a lot of the other ratings are giving them credit for. So yeah, Washington's bullpen is always a great candidate for an implosion. Minnesota as well. The Yankees have a big bullpen edge in this game, which is why I'd be hesitant to take Minnesota a full game. And if I were going to take Minnesota full game, I'd take them like -1 at like +210, or maybe even a bigger dog line than that. Let me see. Cincinnati, definitely suspect bullpen, no doubt about that. For today, particularly. I'm just going over, scanning over the whole card here.
Pete, let me tee you up on this one here, because I'm really interested in this one. 7:05 start today in the Bronx, and you know as well as I do in the Northeast, it is hot as all get out. Garrett Cole's going to be mound going up against Paredes. Now, the Yankees are a heavy favorite. Depending where you're shopping, -180s, -190s. That's the Yankee tax. That's what you get with Garrett Cole. But as I prefaced it before, some people would just look at that, you know what, I don't want to go against Garrett Cole. He's a superstar pitcher in name, and I'll find some other shots. I think there's a great shot today with a team total for the Minnesota Twins. When I like to take a look, Pete, at some of those day-to-day statistics, many people say, okay, well, what's their batting average on the season? Don't care about that. I look more at the ISO power numbers and weighted on base percentages. But also, Pete, I don't care what happened in April necessarily or late March at this point. I want to see how these guys are doing at the plate over the last 30 days. I take a look at the Minnesota Twins. First 7 guys in the lineup here: Larnach, Buxton, Clemens, Bell, Lewis, Caratini, and also Brooks Lee. All fantastic against right-handed pitching over the past month. So then I take a look at Garrett Cole. Once again, started the season a little bit later here, had some issues with injuries here, trying to fight his way back. His last 30-day Pete statistics have been horrendous. His last 115 batters he's faced, a 267 ISO against and a 377 weighted on base percentage. A lot of people, again, will say, well, I'm not going against Garrett Cole. I'm going against him today, Pete. I like the Twins to get 5+ runs in the Bronx today at a plus money price. Talk to the people out there going up against those quote-unquote Cy Young level pitchers, but still you got to fade them if the numbers make sense, right?
I agree with you. I basically agree with you. Just in Cole's minor defense, since he's been getting hit, his strikeout and walk numbers are not terrible. So, I'll take a teeny bit. But yeah, I agree with you, 90 or maybe 95%. Absolutely. Cole is. And it was weird because his first 2 starts back were very different. One, he didn't get any strikeouts at all, and then he got 10. So it was like you wanted to look into that and what's going on with him. And I kind of saw some things that made me a little bit nervous. And for this game, it would definitely be Minnesota or nothing. The only issue here is, again, as I said before, big bullpen edge to the Yankees. Yes. And then I wish that Cole was going up against like a sort of relatively unknown rookie or youngster who I was high on. Like, for example, Exhibit A would be that guy Urena for the Angels. But Paredes is also I'm not high on him either. He's been okay so far, but I think he has some, his peripherals are not promising at all. And I think he's vulnerable to get hit here as well. So the bet I did make on this one is I took the first 5 over. I bought it down to 5 and got like minus 140 on that one. Either one of these starting pitchers could give up all 5 on their own. And then, it definitely, if you gave me a free play on a side here, it would be on Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I'd ask for a -1 line just because they're such a big dog. And you're absolutely right. They have been crushing righties, no doubt about it. And Cole has been, coming down to earth, to put it mildly, to give him some credit. But again, he has the pedigree, so you give him a little bit of respect for that. His strikeout and walks numbers have not been terrible, so you give him a little bit of respect for that. But in general, yeah, I agree with you. Cole is a fade right now.
Pete, thoughts on the first game on the board today? St. Louis on the road in Chicago. Peterson's been knocked around. I mean, typically these games in Chicago, whether it be wind blowing in or out, when you see the wind blowing out, it's in the area of 11.5 or 12. We're seeing 10.5s in the market total-wise. Any thoughts on who potentially has the edge, and does the game, can it go through the total today?
Well, the Wrigley games, of course, you want to proceed with eagerness and caution at the same time. This one I actually didn't look at on the overnight line at all because there was rain in the forecast, and that screws things up a lot. It can change the weather, a postponement or a delay and all that stuff. So I didn't even look at this. I was like, if it's going to be played, then I'll revisit it. But the forecast that I saw, showed rain. Obviously, Peterson is questionable at best. I mean, he has some peripherals that indicate that he's probably going forward not as horrible as he's been, which still might not make him a major league level pitcher. But on any given day, all things being equal, no doubt about it, he's a fade. Palante is okay. I mean, he can get ground. He's a ground ball guy, so that can be good when he wants to be. So that can be good, when there's good hitting weather for home runs. So, but he's also very vulnerable as well at times. So I just did not look at this game because of the weather forecast last night.
Moving down to maybe a domed game here, Pete. We don't have to worry about the weather forecast. Tampa Bay taking on Houston today. Roughly a pick 'em in different spots depending on where you're shopping at this point. But for me, Nick Martinez hasn't been all that clutch on the mound for Tampa Bay, particularly over the past 30 days. You take a look at his K percentage, only around 14%. Walk percentage is low, but the ISO power numbers elevated at 227. Weighted on base percentage, right around average at 333. I look at the lineup today anticipated for the Houston Astros, Pete, and I got 8 of 9 batters plus against right-handed pitching over the past 30 days. I'm looking at this one too. I have 2 team totals today that I played, Pete. Both of them plus money, each to be over 4.5. One was the Minnesota Twins and one was the Houston Astros today, which again, if you get 1-1, you don't juice out. You win a little bit. You go 2-0. It's fantastic. You just want to avoid the 0-2. But that's one of the games, Pete, I'm looking at today, Rays and Stros.
Yeah, this is a very interesting one. Spencer Arrighetti is probably the most interesting starting pitcher in all of the major leagues, and that's not necessarily a compliment. Everyone thinks that if you're interesting, that's some kind of huge compliment, but a lot of times it's not. And Arrighetti, of course, is so interesting because he was legitimately awesome in May, although his peripherals were not great, and then his June was absolutely horrific, and his last start at Detroit was his worst one yet. And his home runs have been flying out, and his fastball, velocity is down, which can be okay because he's changing. He's not using it as much, so he's using other pitchers somewhat effectively. But he's, so a turnaround. He's still getting strikeouts, which is a tell that he's still got something. The home runs is horrible, so he's a big question mark here. The one bet that I did make on this one was just a pitcher prop. Of course, Tampa Bay has been it hits righties very well. And I took Arrighetti's hits prop over, which was just 4.5 at minus 140. He also has a big walks issue when he's bad, so I think he's going to try to correct that, which is likely to result in more hits as well. So I took Arrighetti over 4.5 hits at about minus 140 or so. If he comes in here and has a 7-inning, 5 hit, 10 strikeout, 1-run start, that would not shock me at all, but it would surprise me a little bit. He definitely has multiple major significant issues all around. And then Nick Martinez, a veteran, he was awesome in the beginning of the year with the changeup, and he's come way back down to earth. His last start was better. He's an extreme fly ball guy, which might not matter as much here as against other lineups. So Nick Martinez is a little bit of I don't think Martinez will get crushed. But, is he likely to be lights out? Probably not, although he could be. He's a crafty guy. I give him a lot of respect. And then the Tampa Bay pen, I have, somewhat rated highly. Houston probably more highly, though, so I'd give a bullpen edge to a Houston. I hope this game makes me nervous. I'll admit it, I did bet Tampa Bay first 5 money line just as an auto fade of Arrighetti. And if he does come in and, throw 5 innings, give up 2 runs, it's not unthinkable that Martinez could match him or beat him. But when I bet 5 inning lines like that, I like to see a more expensive line into what I'm betting. And that was not, the full game line is basically the same as the first 5 line when I bet it. So that's not a good sign, but I did bet it. I took Tampa Bay first 5 money line, and I took Tampa Bay Arrighetti over 4.5 hits at about minus 140. Other than that, I hope you cash. Houston's a very impressive team, no doubt about it. It's a tricky game in that regard.
Pete, late night action, Marlins on the road in Sacramento. I mean, fresh off the Colorado series, 3 of the 4 games blew through the total. I mean, you're seeing 10.5s in the market with Perkins on the mound. They should wrap him around a potential telephone pole tonight, no?
His June was bad. His peripherals were not quite as bad, but they were still not good. He's getting strikeouts, which is a bit of a nice sign if you're looking for something, if you're digging for a reason to give someone some credit. But like with Cole, but Perkins obviously, no, sir, you're no Cole here. His walks are up. He's an extreme fly ball guy, which is not good. The only, I guess, thing you could look at is that Miami in general is not a big home run hitting team. They're more of a small ball team, which they do very, very well. But that will not, that's not something. So the hitting conditions here in Sacramento will not necessarily help that. And, there is always the factor of Coors hangover, which counts for lineups and for pitchers. It counts differently for different kinds of pitchers and different kinds of lineups. But, Miami, if they're coming from their home park and then coming in here, that would be great. But coming from Coors is something to think about. But, no doubt about it. I did take a shot. And Tyler Phillips for Miami is also he's had an up and down June. He got some nice results, but also not really getting strikeouts. And this, I don't think is a good spot for him. His peripherals on the road are not good. So this is another one where I took the first 5 over. Just took it. This one I take it 5.5 at like minus 125. So that's a little bit iffy. And I also took a shot with the run in the first. Yes, at like minus 140. So both Perkins, no doubt about it. Very, very questionable here. Although again, he gives up home runs, which is not what Miami really does, well. That's not why they've been winning this past month. They've been doing everything else really well. And then you got Tyler Phillips, who has some, respectable results recently, but in general, I'm not really high on him either. If you gave me a free play on the money line, I'd put it on Miami as a dog. But I agree with you. Perkins does not look good.
Peter Loshak, one of my favorite people in the business, Pete. Before we let you go, hopefully have a great weekend. If you had maybe a play or two tonight that, this is a must bet for me, what would it be, Pete?
Does it have to be MLB, or can I chuck in a World Cup?
Anything. The floor is yours.
All right. Well, I bet this, and it could lose, of course. I've had a pretty good World Cup, but I'll tell you right now, I bet Paraguay. I bet Paraguay against the United States. First game, that was terrible. But no, overall, I've been doing well with World Cup. Yeah. I bet Argentina first half money line parlayed with Colombia full game money line. That comes when I bet it was about plus 115. Yeah. It might be a little bit worse now because I think those lines have moved a bit. But Argentina first half, which is not minus 210 or so, minus 220. Parlayed with Colombia, full game money line, which again be about, I don't know where it's moved, but about 220, 230. Combine it should be at least even money. I got like plus 115, and that's what I would recommend if someone came to me begging me for a recommendation for today. That's what I'd say.
That's my guy, Peter Loshak. Thanks so much for joining us, Pete, on Crossing Lines, man. Don't be a stranger. Love to have you. Good to see you're doing well, and let's win some cash this weekend. Thanks again, Pete. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on, man. Great to see you again, Joe Lisi.
Absolutely. There we go. Peter Loshak. I'm telling you, man. One of my favorites. I got to bring it up. I have a picture that I took with him in 2017 when we went to Costa Rica for the first time for, I think, an IFBC. Great time meeting him there. Awesome guy overall. Loves his baseball, Joe. He does.
Oh, he loves baseball, and he's great at it. And again, we were talking college football back in 2018, so it was a long time. But
with the Reverend, do you remember we went to the IFBC in 2018, which was there. It was the Reverend Bob Levy was the comic, I believe, that was out there for the convention. Do you remember? Yeah. He was tearing it up, man.
There was a couple of friends of ours down there, too, at the time. Now, Jeff and I, that was the first time Jeff and I had met.
Jeff was the big man on campus back then.
Now that's you're crazy.
All right, you ready for some trending topics, Joe, on a Friday? Get the people out with style. It's hot out. And again, we're going to preface it. It is hot out.
I'm starving, by the way.
Me too. In my house, Joe, here's how I do it. During the day, it's 72 degrees. Now, home studio's in the basement. It's a tomb down here. It's freezing cold. But Mandami in the city of New York says, hey, the power grid is going to be really struggling this weekend. Do us a favor and set it to 78. I don't think I'd be able to make it, Joe.
Wow. 78 degrees.
78?
Like, I don't know. You like sweat off like 20 pounds.
You ever been in a studio where it's been 78? I have.
Yeah. We've been in the studio, 78 degrees with jackets on. Unbelievable. Let me tell you, you need multiple showers if you're doing a show. So, look, and he said to save the grid. Can you imagine if the grid... Which
grid is he talking? Which grid's he talking about now, Joe? Which one is he saving?
Winning together, baby. Yeah. Winning together, that grid, right? Let me just say this. He's out of his mind, and this is not, forget politics.
Yeah, put in the chat. By the way, Joe, chat box is firing right now. Put what you keeping it during the day. By the way, Francisco's out there. He's 67. It would be 50. I would die during the show if it was at night, Joe. 67 is my temperature. What is your daytime temperature? And then what is your nighttime temperature that you like?
I need to sleep cold, like in the summer. Yeah. So if I'm in a hotel room, right, and it's
crank that soldier boy.
65, Donnie.
Yeah.
It's got like 65. You know, you come into the hotel and you see 71, 72. I immediately put it down 8 degrees. I need cold. Now, sometimes you get out of the shower, it's freezing. I mean, you're struggling. But that's where less humidity with the shower door open, it doesn't. The mirrors don't fog up. That's what you
need. Sleep 65. The admin in the chat box.
78 degrees.
You said you can't do that. You can't. You're killing people. You can't do that. By the way,
in the winter,
my very best friend in the world. He used to live. I'm not going to name the towns, but we were younger at this time. He was like, yeah, just open the windows type of guy. And I used to go over there and tell him, I'll give you money for the day to run your AC. How much does it cost for a day to run your AC? I can't handle it. I need to be comfortable in temperatures. And sometimes I can't figure out why some people like it so hot. I can't do it.
Well, I'll just say this, Donnie. There's somebody that we know, me and you, that every now, like, and we'll just say, starts with an R, okay?
Hold on.
She likes that. She likes...
Okay, let's get to this mystery.
I'll tell you later. But anyway, fan on.
Yeah, we have ceiling fan on.
No fan.
You got to have a ceiling fan on. Come on, who doesn't sleep with a fan on?
No, there's multiple reports about the ceiling fan causing congestion. No way.
By the way, Joe, I am stuffed up every single day of my life. Which, if you'll see now,
you look stuffed up now.
Every single day, 2 blasts of this up my nose. Once in the morning and once at night. No, it is Sinex. Sinex Severe, Joe. Like, I can't breathe. I haven't been able to breathe for 25 years. Now, granted, I have a cat and 2 dogs, so I don't know if that has something to do with it at that point, but I can't breathe. I can't
be with somebody with a cat. So just so you know, that's on my dating app, no cats.
No cats. How about this, Joe? Talking about dating life over. Are they married? Are they not married? And also, this feeds perfectly into it here. Mamdami, 78 degrees. Do you think the castle inside of MSG's is 78 for that crowd? They're not following that. He says they should be, but are they married already, Joe, and just going to have their party? Is this a charade? What's going on here?
Well, so now multiple questions, Donnie.
Go ahead.
Is Mamdani lying? And saying it's for the grid?
Is he fining them?
No. Is he doing it for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce?
He said yes. No, he said that matters to them as well. It's everybody, Joe. Do your part, as they say.
Can you imagine being in MSG with 78 degrees, and Mrs.
dancing?
Kelce's got pits? Can you imagine they got
Mr.
pits?
Kelce, I mean, what's he doing?
Kelce,
Yeah.
Jason Kelce, the guy's got the ringer. What did they call it back in the day? What did they call it back
Ringworm?
in the day? Not ring around the collar.
Oh, remember that ring around the cheeks?
Yeah,
man.
no,
we don't have that anymore. Did that end in like the early 90s?
It's something when you have pits, where all of a sudden you have those big dark circles where you're wearing a blue. Yeah, and then back in the day, there only used to be the spray that had all the aluminum in it. Now I use everything that no parabens, no aluminum, no GMO, no animals, everything. It costs like $17 for one bottle.
17 bottles of bottle there, spray it down here. It's just the way it is. But just, you know what I mean? Memdami's in the city saying you got to say it's 78. The princess is coming to town to get married. It ain't going to stay at 78. It's going to be a big to-do. They're going to be showing up. It's going to be live. We'll have to watch and keep the people updated. But, Joe, little jokes here out on trending. LeBron James likes to go on social media. Did you see what he was doing to Kevin Hart? He was out buying golf clubs and found like a 3-year-old's golf club and was like, you know what, Kevin? You ought to go ahead and take this golf club.
So everybody loves ripping
it's
Kevin Hart about his...
Look at it. Look at that little... Look, Kevin Hart's golf club. Look at that.
All right, I got you.
That's unbelievable.
Just because you're 6'8", you're shaming people smaller. That's not nice, Joe.
Right.
You can't
but
shame
didn't
people.
they have the Kevin Hart roast? Didn't they have it with Tony Hinchcliffe? Didn't they have that? That was he got ripped.
Give me some of Hinchcliffe's things that he said in the past. You got it? Can you let him rip?
No, Timmy No Breaks. I know Timmy No Breaks. That's it. Hey, Tone. That's all I know.
That's it. By the way, Joe, you like this one too. Like Kevin Hart out there, funny little guy, get off in there.
Kevin Hart.
How about kids that get upset? Do you remember the Jets kids? I hate the Jets because they kept trading everybody away. Look at this guy, Joe. Oh, man. Oh, you could feel the broken heart.
Well, that's upsetting. He went to a division rival. He did it. That's it. I mean, but
broke his heart.
Understand. Well, I'll tell you what, at 12 years old, when Kellen Winslow beat the Dolphins, I was crying in that game.
Were you crying? Were you wanted to help him off the field that night? What were we going to do?
No, I wanted to punch Ralph Bernurschke in the face.
Yeah, come on, man. Long game. By the way, he shouldn't have got carried. I mean, was it that bad, Joe? Was it that hot out there in Miami?
He had a heat stroke. Or he had
dragging
cramps.
off the field. Kellen Winslow, by the way, great player.
But did you see the kid now that hates the Mets? He doesn't want to be last.
Yeah, people are starting to hate on a lot of teams at this point, but you see the kids that get it, like, they're kids, man. They don't understand when their best player leaves town, but maybe the Sixers welcome him in and he have some fun. Now, Joe, hot days. People work outside still. They can't stop. Have you seen this rumble on the roof? And I hope we have more than a couple seconds of this bad boy. Watch this, Joe. Boom! Roofers rumbling off. Look at it's like the WWE.
Look at this.
Joe, it's too hot out here to be wasting energy, but credit these boys. Hitting the pavement and getting up and still squaring.
That's incredible. Did he go onto the barbed wire?
My goodness.
You ever see? I mean, there's a couple
Mankind?
of
Who is he? Who was that thrown off there? Was that New Jack? You remember New Jack? Come on, man.
Where's Jimmy Superfly
Holy
Snuka when you're here? Now, did that guy get hurt? Is he going on emotion? Where happened to the other guy?
Look at the man on the roof, Joe. Like, it's going to keep looping here. He tossed it. Look, by the way, fantastic stuff by the people in the back to get a little still shot. He threw the man off the roof, and then the other guys fought off the roof, got pile drived, got right back up like nothing happened here.
Yeah, here's the thing. I mean, obviously he's going off of adrenaline, right? Because he'll feel it. Is he calling like the lawyer like the next day and getting – because are these all workers for the same company, I'm assuming?
I don't know. Are they rival factions? Like in The Sopranos, like, my cousin, he does this neighborhood now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well,
Frank LaManna.
Yes. Hey, kid. Hey, this is our neighborhood. That's it. You got to go through, proper protocol.
Yep.
This is it. All I know is the guy that fell on his back on the bricks.
Goodness.
And then gets right back. I want to be in the foxhole with that guy, not that guy that got tossed. This guy,
best
look
clip
at him,
of the day.
on his back.
Yeah.
And watch, he pops right up.
That's a football player. That's a football player right there. That's a football player.
Nothing.
Now hold on, Joe. Let me ask you this question, though. Look at the roof. It ain't done yet. Are we just going to squabble and then get back to business and finish
shit,
the roof?
By the way, I will say the roof looks like shit, doesn't
Well, that's what happens when you guys just worry about running. Now, see how you would probably happen? The super came out and was like, this roof looks like shit, Joe. And then they fought each other, saying, no, I think it's fine.
You know why, as well, why I do like the guy that fell on his back on the bricks? Yeah. If you noticed what he did, he pulled a hockey move. He had the shirt over the guy's head.
I mean,
Look, he has the shirt over the guy's head.
It's impressive, man. It is absolutely impressive. Now, let's get to some other topics. Messi, Joe, it's a very big game today. Messi was messed with at the airport. Look, just like us. Look at superstar players of the Argentinian team, Joe, getting wanded down to make sure they don't have any extra contraband on them before playing in Miami. Look,
it was PEDs. They're checking for PEDs.
Nice fits, by the way. By the way, I like what they're wearing though. It looks nice and relaxing, fashionable. I would be rocking that. Look at that.
That is a nice uni.
It's a beautiful look.
Not too tight.
No,
because if you're playing soccer, you don't want to have the shirt too tight. Nobody's grabbing.
No.
Right? So, like, soccer's got to be a little bit looser, freewheeling. You know, football, everything else got to be tight, form-fitting. But if it was me, I'd still like a tighter cut to show off the delts.
But by the way, if you're Messi, do you play a prank on one of your buddies on the team? Like you throw like a Swiss Army knife in somebody's pocket and he gets boop, 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 boop. And then he gets taken away and you laugh at him?
Well, how come, like, we see it in Major League Baseball all the time where they used to have the little firecracker on the bottom of the cleat?
Yeah, the hot foot. Give a little hot foot.
Yeah, how come they don't do that anymore?
Blow a bubble, put it on the guy's hat, laugh at him, right? Come on, we need more messing around at this moment. But by the way, Joe, also, other topics out here. UK pubs getting extended closing time till 5 a.m. for England, Mexico. And let me tell you this. Once again, that is my game of the weekend. I cannot wait to watch it here. Crazy fans of Mexico, crazy fans, obviously, for the UK. UK is going to be extending time, but what's going to happen, Joe, at Estadio Azteca on Sunday night when those two fan bases meet?
Well, didn't they? It wasn't them that took the day off, right? It was Paraguay that gave the national holiday for beating Germany. Well, here's the thing. I mean, again, this team is playing with house money. Yep. I mean, they might take off a week if they beat England. Now I get that. So I just want to understand this. They're keeping the bars open till 5 a.m. to watch the game. But they're also, it's almost like an insinuation that they believe they're going to roll in this matchup.
Or the hooligans are going to come out and trash the city. You know what I mean? Like London's like that. What is it? The London Underground, the subway system. They're just going to jack that up and just fight all the way through.
Remember the American Werewolf in London?
Yeah, but by the way, Joe, I'll tell you about this, though. You're talking about two fan bases that aren't going to take this lightly if they lose. Mexico loses at home. I mean, you better just shut it down and bring all the guards out.
Well, that's it. You can't.
And if they win, you better shut it down and bring all the guards out.
There's going to be pandemonium if they win. I mean, it's going to be a complete fiesta for like a week. I mean, and again, you're talking about a team at the start. When I started doing the show, it was 7-1 for England. Yeah. You knock off England in that type of fashion, and now you got the Joe Mo on your side. It's amazing, Donnie.
Yeah.
Who's to say this team can't make it to the final? I'm telling you, Mexico to me is a hot team. I like them in Spain as potentially being dark horse.
Like you want the best fan bases, best atmosphere? Give me Mexico right now. Would love to be at Estadio Azteca. It's about as much Spanish as I know at this point here, Joe. But how about this? Mexicans out here, look, that national team, they're getting new Rolexes, Joe. Have you seen it? Steve will do it. Buying Rolexes for the Mexican national team right there. Steve will do it. You're a good friend of yours, Joe. Good friend of yours.
The Nelk boys.
Millie. Dropped a millie on it, Joe.
So that I like Steve.
Did he win a bet with them? Like, why would he be dropping a millie for a Team Mexico here?
Well, Steve will do it. Does give a lot out. Like, he's a good dude from all the videos that I've seen. Steve will do it. Togi gifted him a car. I mean, here's the thing. Now, supposedly there was a little bit of Now, it's great that he gave the Mexican team. Is he of Mexican descent? Is he? I don't know.
Doesn't look like it. I don't know. I don't know his background. You know him very well. What is the story?
We don't hang out on the weekend, but no. But there was a potential disagreement with the Nelk boys. They said they sold him out. He said they sold him out. And
was he with the Nelk boys before? Is that where he's from?
That's how he got his start. And then Kyle said, no, that's not true. Kyle's in the gym. He's doing leg raises. He's about $155 and he's got abs. Steve will do it. But Togi gave him a car.
Well, that's our trending section for this Friday. Good stuff. You know your boy's going to be out here clipping the hell out of that segment because I love it. But I've got one topic, Joe, and then we'll give you the proper send-off. Sometimes rules need to be changed and they make some sense. Case in point, Major League Baseball. You need a pitch clock, got it. You got to take away the shift, absolutely. The stupid-ass rule of having a DH in one league and the other one not having it, they got rid of those rules. They all make some sense.
Okay.
Do you see what the NBA is trying to do, Joe, with their free throw rules? Because, and here's the issue I have. They're like, oh, we want more free-throwing game, which means no, you want to have more cut your commercials down. You have a more free-flowing game at that point. But here's where you know it's an absolute sham. And here's what it is. If we can pop up the graphic up that explains it. Number one, it says here, when free throws are awarded, one free throw worth 1, 2, or 3 points will be attempted. Again, and 1 gives you 1 free throw. Fouled on a jump shot, Joe, you get 2 shots. Fouled on a 3-point shot, if you don't make it, you get 3 shots here. Now, standard NBA free throw rules apply in the last 2 minutes or the fourth quarter of during a game. But if they don't, Joe, you go to the line for 1 free throw. So if you shot a 3-point shot and you got fouled, 1 free throw equals 3 points. If you went to the rim and got fouled, Joe, 1 free throw would equal 2 points. If you lay it in and you get fouled, it counts as 1. But again, the sham part of this is once you get to the final 2 minutes, we go back to shooting free throws as normal. What the hell kind of rule is this?
It's a ridiculous. I'll tell you this. We talk about gambling and talking about having. How are you going to keep track what's going on with this? You got the spread. You got Terry Rozier racing down the court. He fouled somebody. And I use Rozier because of the scandal that's going on. But my point is, I mean, how do you figure this out?
Game? What do you mean the game flow? Game flow, like the game, we're so lazy we can't shoot 2 free throws?
You know what this is? UFL, XFL. You kick a 60-yarder, you get 4 points. I mean, come on. What are we doing
and again,
here?
If they just said we're going to change this, but you know how it's fraudulent, Joe, when the final 2 minutes they go back to doing what they always have done. No, put it this way. If nobody asks for it, don't put it in. It's simple, Joe. Perfect way to live your life.
Well, I tell you, it's got to be in partnership with the league, and there's a reason why they're doing it.
More commercials?
Not just commercials. It has to come down. I'm telling you, it's competitiveness in the games. The league loves parity, but the league also likes competitiveness where these games go down to the wire. I mean, they love it. They love to have the action and have people involved, invested every single minute. It's a great marketing tool, but I think I hate it for the game and the traditionalist. It stinks. It sucks.
Yeah, it does stink. It does suck. But you know what? What a great Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 12 p.m. to 1:30. It felt like, Joe, doing the shows with you. It took 30 seconds to go through. The topics were awesome. Your energy was proper at this point now. And it was great to introduce you to the Crossing Lines audience because I know we'll be doing things down the line. But the guest hosting of this week, Joe, and as you saw the graphic that I put out there on Twitter at 11:55, you're the first inductee into the Guest Host Hall of Fame of Crossing Lines. And I just wanted to congratulate you on that.
Well, I appreciate that, Donnie. It's been a pleasure. Love doing the show with you. And obviously, Jeff and filling in for Jeff. He's back next week. Wish you guys the very best. I mean, the whole team, not just you and Jeff, but the behind the scenes and the group, the producers, all did a great job. And it's been a pleasure to work for you guys. And hopefully we do more in the future. I love the show and wish you guys the very best. Happy 4th to everybody out there.
Yep, absolutely. And what Joe also means is follow, subscribe, get the word out. Yes. He's going to work with the Nelk boys on getting us, more viewership at this point now. But fantastic stuff all weekend long. And Joe is right about this. Great stuff behind the scenes this week. Hard work as always. Of course, we won't be live on the 4th of July, Saturday or Sunday. Big things in soccer. Make sure you watch them. The big man on campus is going to be back on Monday with a lot of heat coming on what he did in Las Vegas, what he missed out on soccer, and what we can look forward to. And also understand this. Monday, U.S. men's national soccer team, U.S. style, back on the pitch. A lot of great stuff to have. Enjoy your 4th of July weekend here. Stay safe. Don't blow any fingers off. And join us once again on Monday here for another edition of Crossing Lines. We'll see you.